Good evening! Wagwan, you not having big up? Or
Big up yourself.
thank you, respect. Big up yourself. Season dos. You got us again, huh? Seasons, plural.
Bienvenido.
Welcome back to the show, guys. Really appreciate it. Dudes and dudettes. Paris and parishas. We're there, we're there.
Welcome to Spotlight, where news, arts, entertainment, and culture are illuminated. I'm your host, Trishan. Today I'm in Negril at Cosmos Seafood Restaurant and Bar, where we're taking a look at our Spotlight journey this season. We started out in Portland, we weaved our way to St. Thomas, kept it local in Kingston, blazed in Treasure Beach, and drove out to Woy Woy, Hanover. This week, we're heading out onto the open road. We're leaving Kingston, passing Castleton, winding by Aquarius, Banana Fields, Blue Seas, and Port Antonio, into the hills of Portland, where we'll raft on the Rio Grande. We take a look at the diversity of the business district, New Kingston. We're exploring Spanish Town's rich history, the rafts that are now used to transport tourists and Jamaicans on a serene journey down the Rio Grande, were first used to transport crops from the hills to the Bound Brook Wharf for export. So what street comes to mind when you think of New Kingston? Knutsford Boulevard, right? Well, did you know that Knutsford Boulevard was once a 1-mile chain-wide racetrack until the late 1950s? What was once a wide, fertile plain and a Taino settlement beginning close to 500 AD is now Spanish Town. You don't go anywhere. We have lots more to show you.
Welcome back. You've missed me, haven't you? It's been a good evening. Again, I done.
Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm enjoying this yummy rum runner made by Sanaya at the Cosmos Seafood Restaurant and Bar in Negril. This season, we interviewed hoteliers, surfers, life coaches, and artists. Here are some of our favorite moments with them.
Jake started as a restaurant in 1993 by my mother, Sally Hensel. My mother is an artist, not an architect, so you will notice that all of the rooms are very unusual, very unique. It was inspired by Antonio Gaudi out of Spain, so there's a lot of broken tiles and bottles and, you know, mosaics. She really is an artist, and walking through Jake's, sometimes people say it's like walking through art. A lot of visitors will go with fishermen and go down the coast, go out to the Pelican Bar, go up the Black River Safari, go to the Galleon Beach Fishing Sanctuary, go to Lover's Leap, go to YS Falls, or they'll just sit here and read a book. But we encourage you to get involved, because community tourism is what we are about, and it's something that really connects with people.
We choose Treasure Beach because we fall in love with the people in the area, and it's not pretentious. People are like they are, and they tell you exactly what they think, and we from Cologne are very okay with this. To live here in the Treasure Beach community is a very nice living, because everybody takes care of you. We try to help each other when serious events are happening. Unfortunately, that's life. However, every little, I would say, guest room or guest house, or every big villa or every big hotel, they all keep their own identity. But we all try to be the whole Treasure Beach area.
The couples, let's say special for this room, we serve dinner in the room or here on the terrace, and we let the people alone. Also the upstairs, they are very private. And I think that is what you really need or use or like to have when you have a honeymoon or after some special events. You come here and sometimes you do not see the people. They're just upstairs and say, oh, can we have a coffee or this? And then they're just not hiding, but they're like to be alone.
There aren't enough words for me to describe how much I respect people that use their hands to do their work. When I go to markets, I go to the markets around the world because I go to seek people that use their hands. And I always find stuff, always, easily. Sometimes, even traveling becomes a bit expensive, so I gave up the traveling for a while and decided to turn the pieces of the fabric, tapestries and stuff that I had collected into clothing. I take a shawl and make a top or something. And from that, Mutamba was born. So I thought, yeah man, Mutamba is the name. Money is not the driving force between my clothes. My clothes, I do what I like, and if it's not so, then I will wear it. So it satisfies the fact that I don't have to buy any clothes. Because if you don't buy it, I still have something to wear.
Christmas was another one of the tales of my life. This collection was called Stoned, and it was a very beautiful collection. We're still running it because I don't believe in doing something for a Christmas season or this is my spring collection. I can't design spring, summer, fall. I design when something comes up. And so the Stone collection was another parallel to my life, and also to show a topic that is very prevalent now, I think, in society, which is drug use, drug abuse, whether it's marijuana, whether it's cocaine, whether it's crack. And it's a very funny topic, and I think that as an artist I delve very deeply into certain experiences. It's almost like an experiment to me. And the Stone collection not only represents my battle, if you want to call it that, with trying to stop smoking marijuana. It's something that I've been doing for a long time, through my life. And I think the collection shows the beauty that comes from being under the influence of these drugs, if you want to say that. It's very graphic, but this is the reality of it. It's my jewelry. I'm never going to pretend about it.
Surfing is the best sport in the world. If you ask any surfer, they'll say that. It's the best thing in the world. It connects you to nature, because when you surf, you realize the effect man has on nature a lot more than in any other aspect of your life. And because you notice, when you go to the beach, you notice everything. You notice the temperature of the water, the reefs. You notice that, oh, global warming, the water temperature is rising. It kills the reefs. Because the water gets too hot, the reefs can't survive in the warmer water. It gets too hot that the reefs can't survive, and then when the reefs die, the waves don't break anymore, Also, when people throw garbage on the streets and throw garbage in the gullies, it washes down to the beach, it gets in the water, it covers the reefs and kills the reef as well. Also, it washes up on the beach and the beach looks horrible and you have to be walking over plastic and glass just to get out to the water. When these plastic and stuff get into the water, the animals sometimes mistake them for food, like say plastic bags and bag juice bags. Turtles feed on jellyfish. A lot of people don't know that turtles eat jellyfish, and when you have a clear plastic bag in the water moving around like that, a turtle will see it and mistake it for a jellyfish and try to eat it and choke on it and die. So we're killing the animals and killing the sea by polluting.
We were out and about for Restaurant Week November 2013, and I can still taste that delicious super beef something from Cafe Da Vinci. Here are some highlights of Restaurant Week.
I think Restaurant Week is a very good opportunity. It's always been good for me, and I encourage to do it. Actually, I asked Stephanie that we needed 2 Restaurant Week during the year, not just one for the summer, one for the winter. Because I think for us it's a good opportunity to get new customers, to get everybody get a chance to have an excuse to go and explore something that maybe during the week doesn't come naturally to go, oh, we go to that restaurant. Maybe people don't know that exists because sometimes you take it for granted that everybody knows that you're operating, but not everybody knows.
Our bar is sponsored by Kettle One Vodka, and we go through an extensive list of drink mixes before we choose what we want on our menu, and it changes from time to time. So we have some lines from the Robert Mondavi private selection. That one is very popular. The Banrock Moscato is absolutely perfect. Like that Moscato, usually Moscato has a reputation for being too sweet. That one is not too sweet. It has a little fizz in the background. It's very smooth going down. It tastes like a cocktail. That's what it tastes out of a bottle, and that is very hard for a wine. It's from Australia. The next time I go to Australia, I need to go to the source and say how they make that. That is wonderful. But also we have a lot of pairings that we do with our cocktails, like our mojitos, our vodka base. Our senior bartender, Kid, St. Aubin Kid, he will be more than happy to mix a drink based off your personality, based off your favorite color, based off your mood for that day, and he'll name it after you.
We're open 7 days per week. We have a variety of different events happen here. Friday night special is wonderful because, you know, we have a lot of individuals that work within the New Kingston area, and when I leave from here at 4 o'clock or 3 o'clock, you see the traffic backed up. So Mango Tree is a restaurant or even a bar that we have that you can just come and relax and have a nice drink for a very reasonable cost, because we have to keep consideration we're in a recession right now, and we have to cater to the budgeted individual, I should say. And we do also have a hotel, I should say, because this is a part of a hotel, a 53-room hotel.
Stay tuned. Coming up are more moments from Season 2 Spotlight. Welcome back to Spotlight. This season saw a lot of changes. We no longer had Lawrence Max Woodham's segment Spotlight on What's Happening, and Mizan Ayoka's movie review only lasted 3 short weeks. We even did an episode inside the studio. But even with all the changes, we made the most of this season. I'm here at the Hanover Museum with curatorial assistant Kemar Harvey, and he's about to take me on a tour.
You are now at what used to be the Hanover Workhouse or House of Correction. Well, it was somewhat like a prison for rebellious slaves. Well, slaves that were considered rebellious in the parish of Hanover were actually taken here to this workhouse for punishment. So this site here was the workhouse site. It dates back to 1776, and that when it was first mentioned in history, when some 130 slaves were taken here for punishment. This was how the workhouse site behind us looked during slavery, and bear in mind it was the female workhouse. The male workhouse would be on the other side. That's where the infirmary is now. And inside here we have history and historical sites to be found in Hanover, and also and personalities that was born here in Hanover. Okay, so now we are at the first people of Jamaica, the Taino, and they were also to be found here in Hanover. They have sites in Cousins Cove, Kew, Green Island, and Harton Hall in the parish of Hanover.
Harton Hall?
Yes.
In 1760, the most serious rebellion in Jamaica's history broke out around Port Maria, eventually spreading to almost the entire island. The leader of this rebellion was a Coromantee slave called Tacky, who belonged to the Frontier Estate. Fort Haldane, now Gray's Charity, was seized and ammunition taken. The rebels then moved inland, and many whites were killed. A monument to the slave Tacky now stands in the Claude Stewart Park at Port Maria. St. Ann is not only the largest parish in Jamaica, it is also the oldest populated site on the island, with Taino settlements dating as far back as 600 to 650 AD. I know a PBCJ favorite is the highlight of the day that the production department spent at Suncoast Adventure Park in St. Thomas. Check it out. Home to Jamaica's biggest and best paintball facility, Suncoast Adventure Park is a world within itself in St. Thomas. With activities like mini golf, hiking trails, ropes challenge courses, mazes, children's activity house, and beach access, Suncoast Adventure Park is an ideal spot for recreation with friends and family. The PBCJ production department took a day off from all their hard work and gave in to the adventure. Check this out.
On my worst behavior, no?
Yes.
No. Remember?
How did I come off? No. Delete that.
Loser! If me not make it back, tell my mother I see everything in the box in my room. Be a money, wheel right, steer things, be my PBCJ friends then. Just hold on, going home. In the immortal words of Tony Montana, who do I trust? Me.
If I war, who don't want to make it start?
We're gonna side like this with them.
Let's do this.
Although having fun as a team is what helps Team Spotlight gel week after week, we do have our moments when we take a look at more sober issues. The state of our environment has always been an important issue to Spotlight. This season, we took a closer look at the Goat Island.
On September 14, the Jamaica Environmental Trust organized a flotilla, now being dubbed Goatilla, for interested persons to tour the Goat Islands. This trip introduced persons from the community to environmentalists who want to ensure that the Portland Bight area remains a protected area with development that intrudes as little as possible on the natural state of the environment. The topography of the Great Goat Island is similar to that of Helshaw, and it is believed to have been a part of mainland Jamaica. The islands are surrounded by mangroves, and as the mangroves grow out, they will weave a pathway through the bay, and perhaps the Goat Islands will once again be connected to the mainland. But with the plans for Goat Island, this natural progression will not happen.
Welcome back to Spotlight, where news, arts, entertainment and culture.
We have to delete something. Welcome back to Spotlight. I'm in Negril at the Cosmos Seafood Bar and Restaurant, and we're reviewing some of the great and not so great moments we've had this season so far. And by not so great, I mean the bloopers. With much hesitation, I throw you to the bloopers. Have fun? Ready? Don't make money, then it don't make sense. Okay.
Welcome back to Spotlight, where news, arts, entertainment and culture are illuminated.
I'm illuminated? Your arm is illuminated?
I see everything you work out too.
Let's do it.
Rolling.
OMG. What's the first line again?
There are a few tricks.
Thank you. Let's do it.
Rolling.
It's a tiresome day.
Let them know I'm here to end stuff to the show. If there's no show, but that's a fool.
So make sure you make it across.
Talent. Look at that, y'all. She works at the PBCJ and freelances at Hope Gardens. I can hold it to you know.
Who gonna shoot?
Marvia go shoot and do makeup. Marvia use camera, a 2-camera Marvia roll it from morning.
Marvia can barely zoom. Founded in the late 1600s, the 22-acre... I have a big up my videographer, Chips, Mr. Jason Wint. Join us next week. Jason, you put the camera down. You guys told me to big you up. You said big you up. I'm bigging you up. Let's do it.
And I have no time to do this.
All right, big up your friends in Spain. Let's go, Jason.
Big up my mother, my father, my brother, my sister.
I didn't realize, Miss Anne. This season, we put on our sexy librarian glasses and got literary. Watch this.
Welcome to Bookophilia.
Even though Bookophilia is not necessarily a chain at the moment, we offer something that none of the other stores can offer. We have one of the widest selections of books on the island at the moment. We have the new releases, Allegiant, which is a part of the Divergent series. We have Catching Fire, which is a part of the Hunger Games series. And we have The Book Thief, which is due to be a movie. It's very significant, we believe, to have books from our local publishers and authors. We do carry self-published books. If authors reach out to us, they can have the books reviewed, and then we'll make a decision as to whether or not we take the books in.
You wanted to play cricket with your cousin Delroy, and your parents decided you had to look after Mary Janga. And boy, it just couldn't work until you had the brilliant idea of carrying Mary Janga with you to cricket. Why choose now to write this novel? It's because I always wanted to write a book. Always, ever since, for as long as I can remember. Holding a book in my hand and feeling that, smelling that new book smell and feeling the weight of a book and realizing that it's people that wrote these things. I always had in the back of my mind the idea that I'd like to write a book.
Blue Moon Publishing does children's books, and sometime in the future when we get big, when we're a real publishing mogul, it will also do general interest books. So when I considered doing my first adult book, I didn't want to have a confusion in brand. You know, I didn't want people to be thinking, oh, Blue Moon Publishing, right, that's a nice book for my child, and pick up a nice adult book. And so I thought, let's create an imprint, which is kind of like a sub-brand. And then I thought, what kind of books do I want to do? And I thought, you know what, I want some blouse and skirt good books. And so the name came.
This season would not have been possible without the love and support of our endorsers, who always answer our calls, offer goods and services, and accommodate our crew like we're family. To Matamba, big up yourself for providing those awesome outfits week after week. Thank you so much. Amber, you're a star. Marvia, the perfectionist, such a trooper. I want to thank you for always being so cooperative, ready with brush in hand, no matter what time is call time, no matter how long we're shooting. And of course for your artistry with my face and absolute inventiveness with my hair. So it really takes a lot to get the show going week after week, and so I have to give big ups and shout outs to our videographer Jason Wins, ain't no buzz high enough baby, to our editor Nasburn, who is always stuck in the office while we're out here having our adventures. Not to worry, you're always with us, Naz. And to our genius producer Nizan, who never really seems to know what's happening but somehow pulls it all together and makes a wonderful show every week. And to everyone else at PBCJ who makes this show so interesting and possible, thank you so much. So yeah, enough with the mush now. I think it's time for us to get to some bloopers.
My name is Jason. I have been under a number of stress. The producer, Miss Ayoka.
Baby producer, Messi, I feel problems for pair of same way.
Wow, you're not recording, right?